Dun, dun, dun. Hello, everyone.
Hi, how's it going?
It's me, Matt,
And I'm Jeremy.
and we are What Are We Reading?
That's right.
Behind the scenes today, we're back to our Glizzy Queen, Adriana. She is back from her long, long trip away to wherever it was that she went.
I
Wherever
went-
hot dogs come from.
Exactly.
I went to the land of the hot dogs, the land of mac and cheese, if you will. I went to Dallas.
Ah. There's a lot of wieners in Dallas, that's for sure. Good to have you back, Adriana.
You want to know something?
Yeah,
The
Sure.
amount of wieners that drive in Dallas, Dallas is a nightmare.
I struggled driving through Dallas too. Very different city than Houston to drive in.
But
Very
we got back safe. We got back.
Well, that is awesome. Did you get a chance to read any comics this week?
There
while
we
were?
go.
Oh, now I have the omniscient godlike voice.
Hold on, excuse me. We're just gonna go ahead and boop, boop. There we go. We're all good.
All right. So, did you get a chance to read anything this week?
Me particularly, no, I didn't, and which is upsetting because me and Matt were just talking about Batman Bad Seeds that just dropped, plus Poison Ivy. It's a big Batman event, and Batman's my guy.
Yeah, I passed. Almost did that. I almost did not do that one as my pick of the week because I thought you would do it. So I want you to read that because I'd love to talk to you about it. And we'll talk about it too. But it's definitely a book that you are
Yeah.
going to like.
Let's go ahead and start talking about it. then.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we
Kicking
we
it off
both
with
read.
an event like book.
Mhm.
Yeah. So this is going to be kicking off the next big Batman event.
Bad Seeds.
So this is week 1, part 1. And just like any crossover event, there's going to be the essential reads and the less essential reads, where maybe if you're specifically a big fan of a character, check it out. But they provide a really handy checklist here at the back of the book of all the different books, from regular Batman to Gotham Central to Catwoman to Detective Comics that are all part of this.
Gotham General, a hospital book. Oh,
Well, Batman puts a lot of suckers in the ER.
yeah, he does.
Also, a couple of Nightwing books are in here too.
Hell yeah. So the basic setup for this spins out of events that have been going on in both regular Batman and specifically Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Through a complicated series of events, Poison Ivy became mayor of Gotham, and Vandal Savage is the police commissioner.
This is a trope that happens a lot. Lex Luthor's president, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it's well used, but
And you mentioned the Luthor as president, which that was the era that the last time an event like this happened, and that was Batman No Man's Land.
yeah.
Which this is very much trying to capture a similar vibe to that. Now, those are some pretty big shoes to fill. No Man's Land is my personal favorite, Bat crossover ever. The scale of that book was after a massive earthquake. The government said, okay, we're not going to bother fixing this. Everybody get out by the end of the month, and we're declaring that Gotham is no longer part of the country. And those who couldn't or wouldn't leave were stuck behind. This book is all about Poison Ivy getting revenge on Gotham for rejecting her by terraforming the city back into its ancient dinosaur era primeval flora.
Using the parliament, she cut a deal with the Parliament of Trees.
Yeah, from Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
She's giving Gotham to Swamp Thing's bosses, and it's going to kill every man, woman, and child who's still in the city. You've got basically 24 hours before it goes down.
I do like it starts off with a bang.
Yeah.
And this was printed in every issue last week at the last 4 or 5 pages of every DC comic book, with how it ends with Poison Ivy talking to the Parliament of Trees, and she says, "Gotham is yours," and it cuts to a panel right below it where Vandal Savage is, "Gotham is mine." So we've got a neat little showdown here, and Batman's in the middle. I have high hopes for this. This did not do it for me yet, but sometimes intros start off books like that don't. They have a lot of
this is
story
part
to tell.
one. There's a lot of story to
Yeah.
go. It was we saw from the checklist, and
Uh-huh.
this is a lot of setup. It's a lot of character stuff. I can't shake the feeling that they're trying to, in wrestling terms, turn Poison Ivy heel and split her off from Harley. Them getting married was a big story a couple of years ago, but I can't help but feeling reading this issue, and I hope I'm wrong, that they're trying to do a Peter Parker Mary Jane, monkey wrench in the relationship, and separate them.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I hope they're not doing that, but
Same.
they make a big point throughout this issue of, hey, the two of them aren't talking, they're separated. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Well, right now Harley is in with the Justice League because we have that villain.
Yeah, she took the amnesty.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I got high hopes. DC has not been wrong for a long, long time. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt, and hopefully this turns out good.
Yeah, maybe this was like set up because it's kind of odd that it's just kind of an okay book. This isn't a grand book like it should be, but it's just an okay book.
I don't get the vibe that they're going to be, hey, did you get your copy of Bad Seeds? Oh, we're rushing it to reprint. It's going to be, we'll get it again. We'll get it again. It's just not a lot of heat, and I'm sure it'll come back around. It'll come back around.
It's going to come around.
What's next on your list?
I've got a couple of DC ones really quick. I've kind of split these up a lot into publishers or types.
Well, sure. Let's go DC for a minute. 'Cause there was a lot of really good DC this week.
Yeah, this was I read this just now before we started. And Adriana, this is one that you read, the Detective Comics.
Yeah, the final part of the whole Flight story arc about Batman's first super team.
Yeah. Man, this was fun. And it ended off on a really good emotional note. Not a good, it was a really sad emotional note.
It's actually real sad.
Yeah, really sad, but a strong emotional ending that really gave me vibes of it fills in some holes in Batman's history that I didn't really absolutely need to know about, but I sure am glad that I knew about. I loved this storyline, all of it, and they just did a great job.
It's a Batman who isn't a psycho.
Yeah.
But when you finally build, I'm going to turn to the staple here. Their symbol that never was, that they never got to use, that combines all their different logos together.
So cool.
They finally rock the Flight Squadron Delta symbol for the first and only time. But it's a moment that has been earned off of the previous 5 issues.
Yeah.
The payoff for there was just great.
Really, really, absolutely, completely loved it. Here's the Justice League. Their ongoing story, Justice Invasion. Oh, DC does superheroes so well. I'm loving this storyline.
There's another one I haven't read yet.
Oh, Adriana, you're gonna really love this one. And there's some stuff that I can't talk about that happened after the staple that really just made me go, whoa, hey, we got a special guest, everybody. This is Thor. Thor, what did you think of the books this week? Did you have a favorite?
Oh,
okay.
Goodness.
We'll get back to you.
Thanks, Thor.
Thank you. Someone's a diva. I loved this book, and there was a point I'm going to show Jeremy that he probably, I don't know why, but this just really tickled my fancy.
Hey, it's fun to geek out. Yes, yes. Because I read that crossover back in the day.
I love it.
Hang on, I think I did grab a copy of this. I'm gonna kind of breeze over it.
This is really a fun book. Such a good job. So many little tiny little bits and pieces that I absolutely loved, especially the way they do Mr. Terrific is amazing. Amazing.
Or terrific, even.
Yeah, exactly.
DC's outer space characters, especially the cheesy ones from the 50s and 60s, have such a great history. This issue is largely about Despero, who fans of the Justice League International era think of him as a more comedic villain. But traditionally, he's a cosmic monster. And we're getting a more true to form version of it here.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other fun shout outs to classic DC sci-fi stuff.
That's so much fun. Loved it. Another some quick ones. Zatanna.
Also loved that.
I loved it. It I don't think this is the last part of the storyline. I think it's still got more to tell.
In the DC universe, technically anybody can learn how to cast magic, but there is a special, bloodline descended from Arian of Atlantis, who are naturally magical spellcasters, and they have a city that they're all from, and that's what this issue's all about.
It's not Dalaran. It's not from World of Warcraft, which was what made me go, why is this so much like Dalaran from World of Warcraft? But that's a neat idea. This is a new thing for the DC Magic. I love DC Magic. I've always loved DC Magic. I think they do it better than any other. It's just a neat. Okay. Sidebar. On my phone the other day, I read a neat story about the top 5 Alan Moore comic books.
Okay.
And I don't know. I thought that's not right. It was the top 5 Alan Moore Magic comics or something in DC. And the number 1 was Swamp Thing, number 50, with the first time that on the issue that her dad died.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a really cool story.
Yeah, that was a Crisis on Infinite Earth tie-in.
Yes. And it just because I read it and I said, "Ooh, I wonder if that story is one of them." And it turned out to be number 1. It made me really happy because that's my favorite story.
And a great use of Constantine in that issue too.
Absolutely. Oh my God, we need to do it. We should make another show where Jeremy and I, or Jeremy, or I, or whoever reads stuff from the past, and we should call it "What Were We Reading?" What do you think? Leave some comments down below if you think that's a good idea, because I would love to sit and just completely analyze a comic book, and I would sound like a complete knothead compared to Jeremy, because this man is incredible.
Comic podcast is what it should be.
We both read a lot of stuff, and Alan Moore's written a bunch of great Magic comics. My personal pick would probably be for America's Best Comics. He published that series Promethea, which is on the surface it's sort of like a Wonder Woman pastiche, but it's really an autobiographical study of his research into Hermetic sorcery,
which is it's so awesome. Just dipping your toe into anything about Alan Moore and you will be just thrilled, because the man's amazing and it's really a lot of fun. Anyway, this book just reminded me of that kind of DC Magic.
It was so
much
fun.
Bigger than what it thinks. I really loved it, and it's also beautiful to boot. 2 more quick ones. Kingdom of Zod, the issue number 4.
The last couple pages are freaking bonkers. No spoilers.
Moly.
But if you're a Superman fan, this is probably the biggest change to the books since they got their son Jonathan Kent.
Yeah, this is huge.
I was just about to say, I did read this one.
Adriana turned me onto this one, said make sure you read this one.
I did, because by the time the Superboy Prime storyline wrapped up, it was going into the Kingdom of Zod story arc, and I was like, Matt, you gotta get in on this.
Lord have mercy.
And you gotta jump on Superman, and you're gonna love Superboy Prime. You should read that too. And he was like,
yeah.
And guess what? He's your new favorite Superboy, ain't he?
I'm not going to say that out loud on the recording.
Yeah, that book was a lot of fun. This week's Green Lantern was great. This book is capturing yes.
I got to read this.
Back in the Ron Mars, Daryl Banks days of early Kyle, when it was still focused in Los Angeles, the book was often very fun and silly. And this book is channeling that, but also reminding us of the past. Major Force shows up. Major Force.
That's a great name.
Famously, early in Kyle's run as a hero, kills his girlfriend, chops off her head, and puts it in his fridge.
Well, I was going to ask if he keeps his condiments in the fridge.
Well, the Condiment King is a whole other story. This is the B plot, and this is what makes the book great. So, a consortium of fast food chains have gotten together to hire Condiment King to attack Big Belly Burger, for muscling in on their action, kind of similar to the Lobo paramilitary Christmas special. So he's dealt with Flash and Batman. Now he's taking on like a team of like Ronald McDonald looking guys. Uh, so at this big press conference with all their food mascots, Condiment King shows up. Condiment King is one of Batman's stupidest villains, but here they've completely reimagined him as a food-based vigilante in a way that was delightful and silly. And then you turn the page and you have a deep felt heart to heart about whether the heart of a criminal can change or not.
My God, why did I not?
Great
Oh
book.
man, I slept on that, and that was a mistake. I need to read that.
You also need to be checking out Flash. So post DCKO, Wally West isn't just the fastest man alive, he's the fastest thing that's ever been. He's stopped all crime and made Central City a utopia, and still has time to like mess with Lex Luthor like between microseconds. So he's now taking it up a stage and seeing, well, what happens if I run around Metropolis and make sure that they're not having any crimes? He's escalating things in a way that the other heroes are quickly becoming uncomfortable with.
He wanted to make a utopia, but he ended up making a fruitopia.
Yes. And there's going to be a reckoning. Again, we don't typically turn past the staple, but towards the end of this issue, Flash's relationship with the Justice League is not on the best of footing right now.
Okay, I'm gonna check that one out too.
So what do you got?
A couple of quickies. This is the new Absolute Wonder Woman, a book we always pause on, and this is the new storyline, Heretic, part 105. Man, oh man! If you thought this book was gonna take a break, you were wrong. Again, just more and more and more and more. It keeps coming. This book is it's perfect. It's perfect. Everything about it is amazing, and I loved it, and I want more, and I want more, and I want more.
I really gravitate towards the scenes with her and her surrogate mother.
Yes.
The relationship that she has with Cersei isn't one that you need a lot of words to convey.
It feels so natural and is written so well that it I don't know how. The writing is perfect.
Such a great book.
Absolutely. Can't get enough. And this one delves into some more backstory with the big bad, and you're going to learn a lot. There's a lot of things going on here. You're going to learn some extra stuff. These books pack it in. Every issue has too much and a lot of things we cannot talk about. Just go check it out. And the one last one that's DC, but technically Vertigo, Black Tower, The Raven Conspiracy.
Oh, that was so good. I read it too.
Oh man,
I really liked that one.
It is really, 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 really cool. These Vertigo books, there hasn't been a bad one yet. And this continues that trend. Really feels just like the old. For you old heads like me and Jeremy, this feels like it's pulled out of time.
But it's not just like a '90s pastiche. It feels new and vital. It feels a lot like one of my favorite books on the stands right now, Department of Truth.
Okay.
This feels like a British version of Department of Truth.
You know, that's really good. That's a good comparison. I would agree with that.
Yeah, it is grim and full of all sorts of
yucky, ugly stuff.
Yucky, ugly stuff for sure. But it is a book about a faction within the British intelligence service that specializes in occult stuff. And their newest recruit is sort of our POV character into this.
One thing that popped up, and you'll probably be able to help me. These new Vertigo books, are they actually part of the DC Continuum?
Rarely.
Okay. Do you think that they would be? Because this book had me feeling like there's going to be somebody pop up.
This book totally could.
If it were, where would Bleeding Hearts fall into that continuity? It is a post-apocalyptic zombie storybook.
Yeah, that one probably not so much, but I'm assuming
Well,
like
with
even
the multiverse, you can go to
Uh-huh.
that Earth.
Yeah.
But the way that they would traditionally do it is there'd be certain characters that could cross over. Like we mentioned Zatanna earlier.
exactly
She could pop up in Swamp Thing or Hellblazer, but also in Justice League.
right.
But there weren't a lot of those characters. Like Swamp Thing was another one,
Uh-huh.
or Morpheus from Sandman.
Yep. And Constantine.
Yeah,
We've mentioned them all here. They regularly were in Vertigo books and in DC books.
yeah. So like they would take their continuity with them. Um, so like, but it would be like a one-way street. Like they could be in Superman's book, but Superman wouldn't show up in their book.
Exactly. Even though that did happen a couple of times.
Yeah, back before the firewall
Yeah.
fully existed
Yeah,
between
yeah.
them.
Anyway, I love this book. I thought it was terrific.
Yeah, great art,
Uh-huh.
creepy vibes. We're now officially in the countdown to Halloween, so this is the sort of book that everyone needs to be reading.
Yeah. Loved it. Loved it. Loved it. Do you have any special books you want to talk about? Go ahead. All I have is just a couple of things I'd like to mention.
Let's do a couple real quick. Amazing Spider-Man number 35 came out. The last page is a punch to the gut.
Absolutely.
But this brings us on the march to Amazing Spider-Man 1000, which, if you add up all the previous issues, is what the numbering would be, as opposed to issue 35, which they're calling this one.
Right.
But
I wanted to get mad at this, and then I couldn't.
it reminds me a lot of some stuff that happened in the Clone Saga, and I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah. That's why I wanted to get mad at it. But
they did a second print of the first issue of Hab.
that was a fun, weird book.
Hab, short for Habitat. This is one of many post-apocalyptic books that came out this week. This particular book is long after this apocalypse has taken place. It's got a vibe not too dissimilar from the folks in the bunker of Fallout.
Yeah.
Um,
If Charles Burns did a Fallout issue.
yeah, I think that'd be a good way to describe it. Another post-apocalyptic book this week was Denver by Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray.
Damn. That's a pretty book.
Yeah, the gimmick on this is thanks to climate change, after the world floods, one of the only cities left is Denver, Colorado. And this is a book long past the apocalypse of the people trying to get in, trying to maintain their place in the society. They've had to be hard to survive. This was another cool, dark book.
Post-apocalyptic book that he was talking about.
Maybe you're a kid and you want some horror that's not too bad. R.L. Stein from Goosebumps has a book that's basically Stephen King's Cat's Eye for kids.
I did read this. I read this one too because as a cat owner myself, I had to. I felt like an obligation, and I have exactly 3 cats, just like the book.
So, what do you have to say about this one?
I thought it was really good. I like it. It's a short, condensed story, all in one book. You can read it, and you just really hope for the downfall of the main character because of what he's done, why he's doing it.
Don't be mean to cats.
Don't be mean to cats.
It's a pretty easy moral to live by.
Yeah, that's well done. I like it that they did this, and it does feel like a kid could read this. This is a really neat book.
Yeah.
This feels like stuff I read when I shouldn't have been reading stuff like this. A side note: this is not our world famous DJ Matthew Dunn. That's just a different guy who's an artist from Australia, I believe.
Yeah, I had to run
Allegedly.
over. I had to
allegedly.
I had to run over to Matt and be like, Matt, did Matt Dunn work on this?
I verified it with him, and he said no, but I don't believe him.
I really liked the staying on the horror kick for a minute. This land is old and dark.
I read it 2 times.
It is so gloriously creepy. This is colonial horror, like that movie The Witch. It was spelled with the 2 D's.
Yeah, this was so good. This was such a fun, creepy read. Absolutely. On the Road to Halloween.
Yeah.
Again, such a good book.
A handful of colonists bunkered down in Fort Courage. and the only real color is blood. um, this book is about family life, but family life hundreds of years ago in a really violent place where you have to do terrible things to survive on a good day, and then monsters show up. Yeah, but it is a book largely about family. I mean, she's so happy. She got her first successful kill, which yeah, it's modern mindset. Hey, you killed an animal. That's terrible. But
she's gonna be eaten.
Yeah,
So
she knows that there's a, and you see these scenes in a lot of stories about ethical hunting, especially where they're like, look, this animal gave its life, for us. It's feeding us. Give your thanks to it, and then end its pain and suffering.
Yeah,
and then we'll live and we'll survive thanks to its sacrifice. There's no way that that's going to be a metaphor that pays off later.
Oh man, you can even a shot to the head won't keep a skinwalker down.
So what you got next?
Just a couple of other quick horror books while we're along. Ooh, let's talk about that and that. Just for funsies, Catacomb of Torment is back, and it's good. This is always good, particularly good standout issue because it had the political stuff and just the straight up horror, and then nothing like a little dose of cannibalism to keep me on my toes, and I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Loved it.
Yeah, it feels just, it's like Tales from the Crypt.
Uh-huh.
They're just making new Tales from the Crypt, and I'm 100% here for it.
Completely same. Hello Darkness, another good issue. Lots of fun. The same thing. These stories are readable over and over and over again. This actually was particularly tremendously good issue as well. I loved it. And can we talk about this real quick?
We can absolutely talk about this.
Holy moly!
So the last couple of weeks, Marvel has been rushing out reprints of a lot of their 90s Hellraiser related books. And the reason they were doing that was because they knew that this was about to come out. Yeah, this was not only an officially licensed new Hellraiser content, but this book was written by Clive Barker himself.
Yeah.
And you can tell immediately.
Absolutely. It's uncomparable. Those other books are shameful. This is amazing.
Yeah, you hear Doug Bradley's voice, but the aesthetic from this pulls from, especially the first two movies. This is straight out of Hellraiser 2, Hellbound Heart. I mean, I can hear the lightning bolts from the cheesy special effect there. It's great. But yeah, it's
good.
It's ennui. It is a Pinhead, the Cenobite priest, has been doing this for time untold, and he's burned out.
It's hard. If your job sometimes your job just gets a little boring. You want a different change of pace. You want to mix it up a little bit. He's no different. He's just a monster from a different dimension, sitting here to tease us with the sensations of the flesh.
It was so good.
It was really top notch. Absolutely loved it.
Direct sequel to the first and second movies.
Yeah.
Don't worry about any of the other ones in the franchise.
Yeah. Wow. Yes. Please read this. Go ahead. I don't have anything else really to talk
Void
about.
Rivals. Our boy Rom the Space Knight is just delightful here. They also, in this one here, this Rom #1, they reprinted stuff that was previously available in the blind bag and the free comic book day special. But Rom from Remco Toys is back. Now he's got an alien arm and a cool alien blanket. This book is weird, and I like it. I like aliens that seem strange and alien, and not just, I know this is strange as a Star Trek guy, but not just people with stuff glued to their face.
Right.
Void Rivals feels like aliens. The fact that in the previous issue, Rom the Space Knight opened up with the intergalactic greeting of Bawa Baweep Grana Weep Nidibong, a great flashback to the 1986 animated movie. But these folks have never heard that. They're like, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" They subvert your expectations on every page. It's a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Also fun, Tomb of Apocalypse.
Loved it.
This is setting up an event in a way that works better for me than the Batman one.
I agree.
And I'm not typically a Apocalypse fan.
I'm not. I like him. I'm not particularly a what's her name? Jubilee fan. But I love her in this.
Yeah. What made this book for me is the Batman and Robin relationship of Wolverine and Jubilee was one of the defining things of Marvel's 90s comics output, and we don't see it a lot anymore.
Right.
So this was really good getting that partnership back together, because she was a vampire for a while, then she stole a kid, and then that kid became a dragon, and that's not even counting the times that she wasn't a mutant anymore.
Yeah, yeah. It's a cool character. Start off very cool and run to death, which Marvel does.
But now they're teamed back up, and
in a really cool way.
Yeah, I liked this one a lot.
Yeah.
As a horror guy, I was all over the Blood of the Wolfman.
I've loved all of these Universal Monster books.
Yeah. So our hero, knowing that he is a werewolf, has turned himself in, and Adam's dad is trying to get him out. None of the cops believe him, but this poor kid is going to end up wading knee deep in the blood and gore of all of these policemen in just a couple more pages. And I can't wait to see it happen. Someone who also kills a lot of cops is Deadshot, and he has this next level one shot. This was a lot of action. It was really reminiscent of the old Deadshot miniseries from his Suicide Squad days, where we see a lot of him, on the hit. We see a lot of him. So his interactions with Rick Flag are something that I'm a little conflicted about. I really enjoy seeing those characters bounce off of each other, as a longtime fan of especially John Ostrander's Suicide Squad run. But this is a weird Rick Flag. This is a Rick Flag who's been driven to the point of pretty much being crazy with all of Amanda Waller's nonsense.
Yeah.
And I prefer him as a straight man to the wackiness of the Suicide Squad, but it was nice seeing that nod to the old continuity of them interacting before Floyd goes off on this big hit. I mentioned this to you earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Most people who write Deadshot write him with a death wish. There's even dialogue in here about him having a death wish. And that's just never felt right to me.
Mm-hmm.
The way Ostrander did it, it's not that he had a death wish. It's not that he was trying to die. It's that he literally didn't care if he lived or died. He was so dead on the inside.
Which is subtle, but different. Very different.
Yeah. And maybe just because I read dozens and dozens of issues of that, this seems not quite as deep into his psyche as I would like, but it's also a one shot, so I can't hold it to those parameters.
Very good.
Almost done. Rocketeer continues to be fun, teaming up with basically James Bond to fight Nazis.
Mm-hmm.
Greatest American Hero continues to be good. This issue, we find more people that Ralph let down, including his ex-wife, who is not too happy to see him. Let's just be polite and say it like that. And then my pick of the week this week was Rick Remender's new book,
Man,
Hammer Fist.
Man, oh man. Jeremy said, "Hey, pick this up to read too," and I thank you for doing that.
This book was sleazy.
Yeah.
It was. It has a grindhouse vibe to it.
Okay.
This book is about a meth head who breaks legs for organized crime, who through a complicated series of events is going to get.
I loved this.
Yeah, this splash page totally gives you. This sets the vibe for the book, but he gets a power to save the world from certain destruction, but it's fueled by the power of love, like My Little Pony love. And this book is about this, grim, dark, curb stomping badass who's going to have to find something to care about and harness the power of that love in a way to stave off the destruction of the world. Really cool first issue. Can't wait to see where they go with this.
Yes, that right out of the gate, that's an amazing book. Pick it up if you get a chance now, because it's going to be hard to find. I got a funny feeling. That's all. Go ahead.
That was a lot of stuff, but there was a lot of stuff this week.
Yes. So thank you for sticking with us. If you got any other thing else, just please leave a message or contact us.
I read one extra book that y'all didn't pick up.
Oh, sweet. What's that?
Superman Father of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
It's an Elseworlds book, which right now is it follows Jor-El rather than Kal-El falling to Earth.
That's the one where Ma and Pa Kent adopted a grown man.
Yeah, they did.
That's
and they're like, "You're like a brother to me. You're my brother now." And it's going on.
Folks, I got to dip really quick. I have a 4 o'clock appointment. I will talk to you all next week. Go ahead and finish this up, guys, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Matt.
I'll talk to you before you head out, okay? Yep.
And
thanks,
I
everyone.
guess that covers pretty much everything comic-wise for this week.
It does, really.
Yeah. No special announcements for this week. So
we are getting September rolled out here soon. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll have a bunch of great events happening in September. Just make sure to check the calendar. And until then, I'm Jeremy.
I'm Adriana.
And that was Matt.
Still getting ready to leave.
And that's